No, dignity is earned. Dignity is earned by having honor. You want the state to distribute dignity?
What I find remarkable is that they still use this line. They're so boomer brain. We'll get to the absurdity of his argument in a second, but first, you think this guy's the one who's supposed to bestow dignity on you? We're talking about tax policy. They talk about tax policy as though you're not the ones paying it and they're not the ones dodging. And yet they're always talked about like you owe your taxes to the rich as they write and rig the tax laws to benefit themselves. Not theoretical, they're literally doing it right now. You want your dignity to come from the state. First of all, when we say dignity, when we're talking about basic policy, we're talking about things like people not having to sleep on the street. Or as Sam Cedar said, old people not having to eat cat food. Those are policy choices. And Zoran said this the other night on CNN, and he's right. They always act like policy is something that happens to you rather than something that politicians can actually affect. And you'll notice that they only do this dignity routine when it comes to helping regular people with our own tax money. Because right now, the Republicans are pushing a draconian bill through the Senate that Mitch McConnell himself said, I know a lot of our own voters are really upset about these cuts to Medicaid, but whatever, they'll get over it. And they're going to add $4.2 trillion to the deficit because why? Because they want to import dignity from the state. And they're going to cut Medicaid and Medicare to do that. Why? Because they want to give a giant tax cut to the rich 1% in corporations. What do you call that? That's policy. One might say it's the state bestowing dignity amongst the rich. It's just so incredible when it comes to the 1% and the rich legislating tax cut for the 1% at your expense, at taxpayers' expense. Well, that's not a handout. That's not welfare, right? But somebody like Zoran saying, well, actually, we should use our taxes to help regular people in New York live dignified lives with their own tax money. That, according to this welfare queen, is undignified. This same welfare queen who took money from Russian oligarchs in order to push their propaganda on his show. I really do love Rubin talking about dignity. Aren't you the same guy that let a bunch of people humiliate you? His fellow conservatives went on a homophobic campaign against him and his husband for having children through surrogacy because they said he shouldn't be allowed to have kids because he's gay. And you want to lecture other people about being undignified. Got it. Shout out, by the way, to Dave Rubin clips on Twitter. Amazing. Like the way that you always add the most perfect music to his videos.